Hello guys, how you doing? This is Dan. Um, I wanted to make a video today. I'm gonna talk about what type of questions should you ask the company you apply for. You can do this while you are in school, while you are in progress of getting your CDL done. So you can apply a lot of places, whatever company that you would like to work with. And I'm gonna make a list of some questions that you should talk to the company you're applying for, and I'll make a list of some things that you need to know. So we'll go ahead and start. Um, as I always say, the first thing you want to do is you have to get a trainer that has experience. That's the number one thing, priority for you as a new driver, because you want somebody out there that's going to properly train you and make sure that you're going to be safe on the road. So the first question will be that you would ask. You will ask, how much experience does the trainer have, the one that will train with you on the road? Okay, most of the time they're going to say to you, well, we don't know until you get here. And you can say, well, I would like to request one that has experience. So that sometimes they're going to tell you, well, if you come to the terminal, you might have to wait till we get you a trainer that has experience. And that's fine, you know. They will find you someone that has experience, but you can wait, and they have a head time as well. So it's always best to communicate with the company that you're applying for. Another question what you need to ask of the company is that, is the training one-on-one? What does that mean? What that means is that is the student driver is the one only driving about 11 hours a day, about 10 to 11 hours, and after that both the trainer and the student take a 10-hour break. Why am I talking about this? What's going on right now is a lot of companies, what they do is fresh students out of school, they take new guys on the road and they actually do team loads. And that's definitely something you don't want to do, because you want that trainer to be with you, to pay attention to you the whole time. And that's has become a big issue, and it's obviously a very big issue as about safety. You gotta make sure that you tell the company, hey, listen, I want to go out there with a trainer, I want to do my training, I want my trainer to be on duty while I drive the 10 or 11 hours or whatever you gotta do that day. And after that, you both should take a 10-hour break. And then you start your next day, whatever you gotta go or whatever you have to do. And make sure that you tell them that you request that you do not want to team during the training. Be careful, guys, because a lot of these companies right now, they're doing that. Next thing what you want to ask is, what type of equipment will I operate? Meaning what type, make and model of trucks. The best type of vehicle you should be operating as a new driver will be a Freightliner, and a Volvo is probably like the best choice to make. Why do I say that? Because Volvos and Freightliners are easier to drive, easier to maneuver, and a lot easier to back up into a door. And as you start your career, the toughest part of it is backing up. That takes quite some time to learn. Another thing what you want to ask is about the equipment. Will my equipment have an APU system? Why do I say this? Well, a lot of times when you go out there with a trainer, they are owner operators, meaning that they own the truck or they're leasing the truck, and a lot of times they do not want that truck running all night. So you can be in the heat, you can be in the cold, and you're going to be freezing. So make sure that the truck you're going to go out and train, make sure that they do have an APU system. If you can get it, it'd be great. Another thing what you want is you ask, will my truck have a refrigerator or a microwave? When you go on the road, money goes quick, and when you guys start, you guys don't make a lot of money to start with. So the best thing you gotta do is when you pull over to a supermarket or a Walmart, best thing to do is have your own food, so that way you save money, especially when you first start, because those paychecks are not gonna look good until you get some experience. One of the most important things about this, you gotta ask that does the company have their own maintenance shop? Meaning that do they take care of their trucks? Okay, and how often are the trucks maintained? Another thing I'm gonna add right here is going to be something that a lot of people don't know. But it's new. It's been around for probably around 2 or 3 years. You should ask this to any company you work for. Is there an escrow account? If so, how much? So what is an escrow account? Here's what happens. When you work for a company, what they do is they hold out of your paycheck about $100 every paycheck you get until it goes up to like $1,000, sometimes $2,000, sometimes even up to $2,500. Why do they do this? Well, the reason for that is because if by any chance that you hit something or somebody hits you, it's actually on your contract that you're responsible to pay that damage. So a lot of companies, they have the, what do you call it, like a copay if they have insurance. They have to pay up front about $2,500 in order for that truck to be repaired, and they will charge you for that. It will be on your contract, so you have to read the contract as well. It's called deductible, I should say. So it's an insurance deductible. It could be up to $2,500. It could be like $1,500. It depends on what the insurance of the company has. So make sure that that's not your responsibility. But a lot of companies, they do require this escrow account. But if you do leave the company and you bring the truck safe and sound, they do reimburse you. They do give you your money back. All of it, they don't keep it, but sometimes it could happen. They could hold it. And another big reason why they do hold that escrow account is because a lot of times when you finish your day, there's nowhere to park, and accidentally you will park somewhere you're not supposed to. Then your truck gets towed, and that bill comes out to like sometimes $1,500, $2,000, even up to $3,000 or $4,000. Or what they also do is, if you park somewhere you're not supposed to park, they chain up your truck, they chain up your tires, and then you have to pay a certain amount. So that's another big reason why they have this escrow account. So that's why it's very, very important, wherever you park the truck, make sure that it's allowed for you to park there. Then if you cannot find parking, call the company, make sure that they find you a parking and somewhere where you gotta pay. But as a truck driver, it is your responsibility to find a parking. I know it's tough sometimes, but we gotta make it work. That's just the way it is. So let's go on to something else. Is there detention pay? What does that mean, detention pay? Well, let's say that you have an appointment for like 4 p.m. You go there on time. Now you're waiting there for like 10 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours to get unloaded. You're not running, you're not making any miles. Now you should get paid for that. Some companies, they do offer it. They give you detention pay, and a lot of them don't. So this is something that you need to know wherever you work, if you're gonna get paid or not when you go to these places. Another thing what you should ask for, is there a breakdown pay? Meaning that, let's say that you drive on the road, your truck breaks down, are you gonna get paid for that the day of work? A lot of companies, they don't pay you. If those wheels don't move, you don't get paid. Um, a lot of companies, what they do today is they pay by percentage, and they also pay by the mileage. The best thing to do, I recommend, is work by the mileage. Why? Because with percentage, when the company picks up a load, let's say they get paid about $3,000, and they say they're going to give you 25% or 30%. We're just using a number. They're not going to tell you the truth how much they're actually going to get paid. They're going to tell you, oh yeah, we got paid for like $2,000 for this load, and they're only going to give you about 25 or 30% or whatever they pay for that. So the best thing to do. The best idea is just work by the mileage, and you'll be all set. You don't have to worry about it. That's just what I recommend. But there's a lot of companies right now, they are paying with percentage. Another thing is, ask if there's a contract when you work for the company, if you have to be there a certain time of time. I personally don't like to be held up anywhere to work for somebody, because if I'm working somewhere and there's something that comes up with a better opportunity, better pay, better home time, I'll definitely move on to the next job. So be careful. Try not to sign any contracts, but if that employer makes you happy, if that's something that you want to do, then go ahead and do it. Is there benefits? If so, how much do you pay weekly for them? Another thing is there bonus pay, such as, let's say that you get all your loads on time, you do a certain monthly miles or certain monthly weeks. Make sure you ask that, because you can get extra pay always. What is the home time? Home time over the road is not the greatest. Sometimes you get companies that bring you out there for 5 days, bring you home for 2 days, stuff like that. But you want to know what your home time is, and just know one thing: there's no promise. Sometimes you can be home on that time, sometimes you cannot, because you can have a breakdown on the road, or you can be stuck at a warehouse. So with the trucking business, you don't really have a regular schedule like you would do in a normal life type of job. It just as it goes. You can ask what are the major lanes. Ask if they have like dedicated account, meaning that if they have an account where they go to one place and another, and they just come back to the place that they went from. There's a lot of companies now that are offering that, which is great. If you can get something like that and that makes you happy, then go ahead and do it. So the best thing to do is, these are some common questions, some basic questions that are very important to ask when you work for a company. So the best thing to do, my advice is to apply to as many companies as possible, even before you get your CDL. And then this way, all these companies, they know ahead of time that you requested a trainer with experience. And if everything works out, go to the company, whatever works best for you. And remember one thing, always remember this: in order to make money, in order to become a successful driver, it takes a little bit of time. In order to make good money on this business, you have to have a clean driving record. That is why it's so important to get a good person, a qualified person that's going to train you on the road properly. That is the biggest thing you gotta look for as soon as you get out of school. That's what you gotta search for. Wherever you get a good trainer, any company that comes to you with a good trainer, take that opportunity. And believe me, as much as like about money goes, it will get there. It will take a little bit of time, like I said, about a year. And if you work for a year with a clean record, believe me, a lot of people are gonna hire you, and there's a lot of companies that pay really, really well out there because they need good, qualified drivers. They need safe drivers. There's always in demand. That's what they look for today. If you go on any website, if you apply anywhere, what companies look for, they want clean driving record and they want a clean PSP record. And if you don't believe me, you can go on Craigslist, you can go on Indeed.com, whatever you want to look for a job. And I just want to tell you guys, this will be something to talk another time. The highest paying state that pays most for CDL drivers is the state of Illinois, is Chicago area. They pay really, really well, but they want drivers that are safe. Like I said, you can go on Craigslist. What they look for, they look at your PSP and they look at your MVR record. As background record, if you have any type of issues, they work with you. They don't mind. So anyways, I wish you guys have a good day, and I hope this helped you guys out, and take care. I'll see you guys next time.